So it's so nice to see everyone. I just want to thank everyone. I'm back today. Thanks for the prayers. Thank you for the cards. Thank you for the flowers. And I want to thank all the professionals and the medical professionals and my caregiver, Robert. So let's get comfortable, and if you want, close your eyes. And just take a deep breath and keep breathing. Just breathe in life, and just know with me, right here, right now, in this moment, there is only one life, God's life, right here where we are. So I speak these words for everyone within the sound of my voice. The I of whom I speak is you. When I say I am one with God. I am one with this power and this presence. I am one with life, light, peace, power, beauty, joy. There's never been any separation, and there never will be. So I know I am one with this unlimited source. So I declare that I am healthy, healed, and whole right here, right now. I am prosperous. I have money to share and money to spare. And I also declare that I am creative, and I use the creative mind of God. I create with every thought I create. And I create a better and better life, a life filled with love. Because that's what God is. God is love. So I'm one with love. And I'm one with this unlimited love which shows up as people. People in my life, people here, the Fellowship of Carlsbad CSL. It shows up as love. So I am all of these things. I am prosperous, I'm healthy, I am creative, and I am loving. I am lovable. Yes. Thank you, God. So I know this is all the truth. This is the truth of who I am. So I release my mind into the law, giving great gratitude. Thank you, God, for this life. And I release my word knowing it is acted upon as spoken. I know it is so, and together we say, so it is. Thank you. All right. We have Andrea, Maurene, and Billy again. Yay. Thank you.
Good morning. I release, I let go, let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go, let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, what? Only here for God. Hey! Woo! That's right. Well, it's green. I can go. Thank you for that rousing wake up song. Yeah. Thank you for the beautiful opening treatment. It's so great to be here again. I'm Reverend Kate, and it's my pleasure to welcome everyone to the Center for Spiritual Living, Carlsbad. We're going to start out
with our Sunday little ritual to get us settled in, because we know that this center is based on the knowledge that there is only one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. And so I'd like to invite Margie to come up and light our candles this morning as we join together in honoring the unifying nature of spiritual thought and experience. These flames of faith recognize all people in all faiths, even though there's only 6 candles. So first, we light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the ethical path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for Buddhism, honoring the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. And we light a candle for Islam, honoring the path of peace through submission to the will of God. And finally, I'd like to invite you to take a moment and recognize the light within that is always shining as we honor our metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Thank you, Margie. Our statement of truth is that there is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. And the mission of our center is to teach, demonstrate, and inspire a positive spiritual approach to living. And now is the perfect time to make sure your cell phone is on silent. Because I've got a couple of announcements. So first of all, if it's your first visit to CSL Carlsbad, or if you haven't been here for a while, we want to extend a warm welcome and invite you to sign our guest book. If you sign our guest book and put your email in there, then we'll start sending you our Thursday or Friday weekly emails that kind of tell you everything that's going on. And if you're not getting that, please sign up in the guest book again, or else let Jan know in the bookstore after the service. So we invite everyone to stay for fellowship, and especially if you're new, feel free to stay, have some refreshments, and feel free to ask us questions. You know, what are we doing? Why are we here? But anyway, we're really happy to have everyone here. And of course, if anyone ever wants to wear a mask, we've got some in the lobby, and we want to make everyone feel comfortable. So please don't hug without asking permission. We just want to continue to be able to meet. It's so great to be here. We want this to be a safe and relaxing place for everyone. So this center exists because of you, because of our volunteers. And if you're interested in helping out, there's a volunteer sign-up sheet in the lobby. And we really appreciate the help. And especially today, I want to thank Morgan for bringing the refreshments. And I want to thank Linda for being our greeter, getting our name tags on so I know who I am. And
That's glad to start.
yeah, I know, it was a rough morning. I want to especially thank Pat Zagman for these beautiful flowers that she brought today. They're gorgeous. Oh, I always like to clap for food too, right? So anyway, and then I want to thank Practitioner Larry for recording this for people who can't be with us. They're not comfortable yet or whatever reason. And of course, thank Angel for the setup and She always does one. So, okay. Wait, I have a few things to say. They're like real announcements. So, two things. Next week, Reverend Lori's going to be talking about the power of 8. And then the following week, she's going to be offering a 4-week class on the power of 8. And we decided to do it right here in the sanctuary where we have air conditioning and it's spacious so we don't have to be too tight, too close together. So it's 4 weeks. It does cost $100. Each class is 2 hours long. The idea is that each person will get a chance to be the focus of the group intention on healing or whatever it is you have in your mind. And all of the proceeds are going to go to our project, which is sponsoring a memorial gratitude well in India. So I think a lot of you are aware of this project. And so Reverend Lori came up with this idea of, hey, I'll do a class and we'll just use that as a fundraiser. So we're like, we're not killing 2 birds with the same stone. We are watering 2 plants with the same flower pot, right? So, and then today we have something special planned. And Reverend Maurene is going to tell you more about it. But after fellowship, she's going to be giving a workshop. So if you can stay after fellowship, I know it's not going to be 2 hours long. It's going to be just 30 compact, 30 minutes. Yeah, it'll be nice. And there's no charge for that. It's something that she really felt moved to offer to everyone today. Kind of, we talk about our philosophy, and this gives us an opportunity to be able to really put it into practice. And my final announcement is be sure to take your car with you when you leave. If you're going out to lunch, we will be blocking the parking lot. So if you could look in your program and find the group reading. And let's read together. God is all, both visible and invisible, one presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance. And I'll turn it over to Andrea and Billy, and could you all rise? We're going to do a group song. I think you've got the words.
This might be a new song for you, but just do your best. There is a love inside of your heart, and I don't know if you know there's a love that is so strong. Just thought I'd tell you.
to give us an inspirational reading. So let's welcome him.
Everybody hear me?
Yes. You sound good already.
So today's inspirational spiritual reading is from Ernest Holmes, of all people, our founder. This is from Living the Science of Mind. Mind must know all things, being omniscient. Hence, whatever is, mind knows. And mind is the principle back of all treatment. Treatment is enforcement of principle. The words, thoughts, phrases, and statements are the way in which one makes known his feeling of the divine allness at any particular time. Mind comprehends everything. Mind is at the center of man's body and at the center of his affairs, and comprehends both body and affairs. We are to demonstrate that this comprehension is perfect, harmonious, whole, prosperous, happy, complete, and eternal. When we use such words, we must feel their meaning. The feeling without the words may have a meaning, but no direction. And meaning without direction will produce no creation. Feeling, organized and directed, is intelligent creation. And I'll say that last sentence one more time. Feeling, organized and directed, is intelligent creation. And so it is.
That was beautiful, Robert. Thank you so much. I know that this has been a weekend where a lot of people have been like rejoicing and crying about things going on in the world at large. So please welcome Reverend Maurene.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, everyone. Again, it's great to see you all. And today I'm going to be talking about some ideas from this book, What If It All Goes Right? And I'm going to teach you upping it.
Good.
Yes, not downing. So I just, again, thank everybody for the prayer treatments. It's been a great recovery. I'm getting back to amazing, perfect health. It's just uncovering it. So I wanted to share with you a card that I received, and this card had a dog, and the dog's ears were out like this, and all 4 feet are in the air, and it looks like it's flying, and you can almost see a smile on this dog's mouth. And the card said, "Live like someone left the gate open." So today I'm going to teach you a few tricks, a few things you can do with your mind so you can leave the gate open for yourself and for others. So a little story. A father was reading a Bible story to his young children, and one day he read, "The man named Lot was warned to take his wife and flee the city. But his wife looked back and was turned to salt. And his daughter asked, 'Daddy, what happened to the flea?' He was asked to take his wife and flee."
Yes, that's good.
Okay.
Took a minute, but I
But Matthew 18, verse, I think it's 4, says, "The master teacher said, he said, truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. So to be like a child is to be joyful and to be enthusiastic about life and to open your heart. Be silly. You can be silly, you can be funny. And so today, there are two practical aspects of this book. You can do some of these yourself, or you do them as a group. And afterwards, we're going to have a short little workshop where we're going to look at doing this as a group. And a group, I mean, you can actually do it with one other person. You don't need, it's kind of a segue into the power of 8, but it's not. You can do it with one other person, you can do it yourself. But I think Morgan's done it, and it's more fun if you have like 3 to 5 people to do it. So it's basically type of brainstorming, bringing your enthusiasm, bringing your imagination up, like when you were a kid. So this book, Mindy Odlund, she's a corporate trainer and she's also a unity minister. And what she's trying to do is pull us out of a negative spiral and bring us back into the world of wonder. And she says, change your thinking. We know this, change your thinking, change your life. We know what Jesus said, as you think, so shall you be. So can you give yourself permission to up it? The last 2 months, we've been talking about the creative, subjective mind. We've been talking about creating, kind of like miracles are us. And we talked about, Reverend Kate has talked about the law of attraction and the importance of affirmations. I talked a little bit before about quantum physics and how your mind has the ability to take a wave of possibility and force it to allow it to come into a particle. And that's what's so exciting about. We're seeing science and religion come together in quantum physics. And I talked about planting seeds, ideas, and we talked about imagination. So this is going to be kind of a wrap up of that a little bit. And again, Ernest Holmes says there's a power for good greater than you are, greater than I am, and you can use it. So we are unlimited. Our mind is God's mind. So God left the gate open. Let's go play. So the Science of Mind, page 306, Ernest says, what we demonstrate today, tomorrow, and the next day is not as important as, and he puts this in caps, tendency which our thought is taking. So you have to pay attention to your thought. He says the dominant attitude of our mind. In every way, things are a little better, a little happier, a little more harmonious, a little more health-giving and joyous. And each day we are expressing more life and we're going in the right direction. So when I was in school, law school, I had to learn how to create contracts. And as lawyers, Robert and I had to look at what's the worst case scenario. I don't want to say I call it awfulizing. Our minds do this, this could happen, this could be too expensive, whatever, I could get a disease, I could die, We get into this awfulizing. And in law school, we were taught you have to prepare for mostly worst case scenarios. Sure, the partner dies, how do you provide for that? The company goes bankrupt, how do you provide for that? But you don't have to pass that into the rest of your life. You don't have to go down that negative spiral. So the 2 techniques I'm going to teach you today, the first one is changing your thinking, your own thinking. And an example, when I'm out driving, sometimes I've changed my thinking on this before. Somebody cuts me off and I used to say a certain thing, then I changed it, and then I improved that, and then I started saying, take a lesson in driving, you know, but it would still get me a little flustered. I'd say, okay, learn to drive. There might be something in my throat. So instead, I say to myself, I don't even yell or say anything. I just go, Fluffy.
Fluffy?
Fluffy. 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 Because, you know, I think, oh, this person is in a hurry to pick up Fluffy from the vet. You know, because, well, I have separation anxiety when I'm away from my dog, so I think separation anxiety is causing them to drive erratically. You know, I mean, we all make up stories in our mind. If you're going to make up a story, make up a good one, a happy one, a fun one, you know? So, in our mind, this is kind of the first step in upping it. You can look at a situation and up it. Add something good to it. And be as crazy as you want. I mean, you have permission to be delightful. You know, the universe wants you to be delightful, wants you to be happy and silly and fun. So, another example, I used to attend a church in Portland, Oregon, the Living Enrichment Center, and it was Reverend Mary Manon Morrissey. And she heard a story about a woman who went to Safeway, and the woman was in Safeway in the checkout, and the checkout person was really disagreeable, kind of nasty and rude, didn't look at her, gave her the wrong change. You know, it was kind of a mess. So there was a bagger there that helped her get her bags and her groceries and going out to the car. And she said something to the young bagger. She said, boy, that was the rudest checkout person I've ever seen. And the bagger said, oh, well, her child was hurt at school, and the nurse said, come and pick her up, but management won't let her leave until her shift is over. It's like, oh, okay. So much for that judgment. And the same thing, Mindy says the same. She has an example. You know, she teaches as one of these trainers, and there was a woman in the audience who was up front, but she just had her head down on the desk almost the whole time. And at one point she actually fell asleep. And Mindy thought, oh, how rude. You know, she's probably a bitter person, doesn't like positive people like me. This woman was probably required to be here in this class, and she's doing as little as she can do to get by. So at the break, she approached this woman. She tapped her on the shoulder and she said, are you all right? You know, thinking about maybe I should eject her from the class. And the woman said, oh, I just recently found out that I'm pregnant and my morning sickness is overwhelming. My family wanted me to stay home, but I've been looking forward to your class for a long time. Woo! There goes your ego. So, you know, if most people don't have the ability to find out what the real truth is, you know, you go walking around with this misconception. So, it's really important to make up a good story. If you don't know the story, make one up. The second way you can do the what-if upping, you just do the what-if upping in your mind, you know, any situation. And some of the things we look at, I would list some things. I know some people are upset about the stock market, they're upset about gas prices, you're upset about inflation, maybe you're upset about your kid or your grandkid's school, you're upset about your health, whatever the issue is, you can start with those and change how you think about them. And she has a list I wanted to read to you in the book. She has, what if the hardships you are currently facing are accelerating your journey to a better life? What if? In overcoming the challenges today, you're able to reach out to others? What if your hardships and challenges bring you into contact with people who love and support you? What if hitting the bottom causes you to pop right back to the surface with greater success and ease? What if every disease exists to help us better appreciate our body temple? What if every financial hardship was an opportunity to simplify our lives? And remember that the things that are most important to us are hardly ever just things. So we remember the important things in life. And so that's the first way to what up. It's just say, what if? And that changes your mind into something. I mean, and that's really the basis of treatment. We take someone who has an issue and we turn away from it. And what ifing is a way to turn away. Look at the truth of the situation and find the good. Find the truth and the good. So the second way you can do what ifing, and we'll do in the workshop a little bit. Again, you identify anything. Say you want to learn another language. Say there's a woman who wanted to go to Africa, but she didn't have enough money to go to Africa. And so people join in. And what if? Well, what if you got a scholarship to go to Africa? Well, what if you met someone and they took you to Africa? They paid for your way. What if? And at the end of this process, several weeks later, she actually reported back that yes, she got schooling. She got to go to school in Africa. And the what ifing included things like, well, what if you marry an African prince? What if someone gives you a ride on their Learjet? Yes. You know, what if? It's all possible. And it's all out there. You know, just leave the gate open and have fun. So part of the process with a group is that you identify the issue, you have to be enthusiastic, you have to be outrageous, and don't be attached to an outcome, because I've said this before, Spirit loves surprises. Ask for what you want, don't fill in the detail. Let Spirit treat you. Let Spirit open up that gate. So no victim stories are allowed, no fixing. Everybody has to participate if you're going to be part of the circle. And each person has only 2.5 minutes. So it's a great process. I wanted to mention something else here. I have a couple more examples. But part of the process is also what Ernest said about the tendency of our thought. We want to change neural pathways. We don't want to do the same thing we've always been doing before, expecting different results, which we know what that is, insanity. So we want to change the neural pathways. We want to immediately go to up instead of to down. Did anybody watch Saturday Night Live? Years ago, there used to be a couple, and they were called the Whiners. Wendy and William Weiner. And they used to whine about everything, and the voices, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that. Constantly whining about something. You know, and we think, oh, this is what you're creating more of. What you put your attention on is what you're going to get more of. That's the law of attraction. And sure enough, their lives were like that. Now, I don't want to be condemning someone who complains or whines, because it's very important to look at what you're complaining about. If you're complaining about something in your life, treat and move your feet. We say pray on it and do something. Action is very important. So change your thinking about it. What if? Okay, I don't like this. Oh, What if you talk to people and get them into doing something different? You don't like what they're doing at the clubhouse? Well, let's change that. Let's come up with some new ideas. So complaining is good. Complaining lets you look at, okay, why am I complaining about this? Sometimes we complain and it's not that thing at all. It's something else. So we have to look at this, use our brain, and really come up with what's really going on. Think about what if? What if I improved it? What if this happened? What if? And I look at that, the same thing. Like today I was reading an article, and I thought, oh wow, the stock market has gone down. I know this is silly, but there are a lot of benefits for certain people and a different way of thinking. And I look at, gas prices are so high. Well, I immediately told my daughter, you're not driving your truck anymore. You're going to share with other people. You're going to do life a little differently because gas is so expensive. And it helps the environment too if you don't use as much. So there's always a way of looking at every situation from a positive view. So I have one more example. She says a friend of hers every year goes to Albuquerque to be with friends, and they have kind of a group meeting, but this year she didn't have the money to go. So it was one-on-one. Mandy just said, okay, let's look at the situation here. What if you went through your jewelry and decided to sell some of it online? What if someone commissioned you to paint a portrait? Because she was very creative, and sure, that was her dream, that she could paint. What if you started a business providing fresh flowers to local restaurants and B&Bs? Because she volunteered at church by providing fresh flowers on Sunday, and her arrangements were spectacular. So what happened is she went from, I don't have enough money, to lots of ways she could manifest money. 2 days later, she called. She said, oh, a wealthy friend is planning on going on this trip and offered to pay all my expenses. So I just, it is here. The universe loves you. Spirit loves you. Wants you to succeed. Wants you to say yes. Wants you to say up. So just in closing, I want you to go out there, leave the gate open and up it. And hope to see you at our workshop. Thank you. And we have another great song.
Awesome. Up it. You are too.
I was so blessed. It was great. Thanks so much. Okay, so this is our time of consciously giving. So we think about what we want to see, and one of the things that I hope you join with me in the vision of is a vision that this center grows and prospers. And we help this come into being by making the decision and then by sharing our time, our talents, and our treasure and our love, and celebrate the fact that this is a real community endeavor. And so as we give, I know that each one of us also receives great good. This is the truth. I give thanks for it, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so
So I can walk over and get into the picture. Thank you, Larry. I thought, why don't I make him stand up and turn that? I could just walk over here. Oh,
We have Mindy Oblin's book in the bookstore if you're interested. And Morgan and I brought some extra food today if you want to stay and have a bite before we do the workshop.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to give a closing prayer treatment, and then we're going to have fellowship in the lobby or wherever. And then we're going to come back into this room, anyone who's interested, and then we're going to have a workshop. So we'll have like 15 minutes of fellowship, and then we'll come back. So that'll be good. We're actually finishing a little early, so that gives us more time to chat and talk. So when I gave the meditation this morning, I said, oh, what we need to develop is a talking meditation, where we could be meditating while talking, and I think that's what fellowship is. So right now, I just invite you to go back to that place of peace, the home of the I Am, in which we recognize that each of us is a child of the divine, therefore each of us is divine. Each of us is perfect, whole, and complete, and one with this oneness, this allness that I call spirit. Once we know the truth about ourselves, it's easy to understand that there is good for us. But not only should we have it, we ought to have it. It is our birthright. It is our destiny. And it is a way in which we put out into the world new, wonderful, creative, beautiful, holy, happy, healthy, harmonious, good. Knowing this is the truth, I claim good for each and every person who came here today, for their families, for their friends, for everyone with whom they are connected. For everyone in this entire world with whom we are connected, as I know that we are on a beautiful path of evolving in wonderful ways, that each of us individually is experiencing this evolution of understanding in our own personal lives. And as we do so, we unleash this good out into the world, out into the universe, knowing that good is in expansion. I give thanks for this center of spiritual living, knowing that it is an outpicturing of this divine good. I give thanks for the idea of friendship, family, and community, knowing that that also is an outpicturing of divine good. And I claim that each person now experiences an expansion of health, of abundance, of loving relationships and love, of creativity and good in all its forms. I know it is so. It's happening now. This is the truth. I give thanks for it. I turn it over to Spirit, knowing it's already done. And so it is.